Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to season 2 of the Stephanie Stevens Show. This season's going to be amazing. We have decided to get real and raw. You're going to get real stories from real people in our community. And tonight, we are focusing on the Miss Continental pageantry system, which includes Miss Continental, Miss Continental Elite, Miss Continental Plus, and Mr. Continental. And tonight I invited the reigning Miss Continental Elite onto the show to tell her story, her journey, how she got there, what it took to get there, and what it's going to take in this pandemic to actually get work and stay there. So I just want to say welcome to my show, Miss Continental Elite, Miss Yosmein Campbell Burke Starr.
Burge.
Did I say it right?
Burge.
Okay.
Yes.
Burke. Okay. Welcome to the show, Miss Lady.
Thank you so much for having me. So excited.
You're welcome. Okay. So you're all the way in Alabama.
Birmingham, Alabama. Yes, in Birmingham.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say this here because it's funny to me. I saw that they pulled down the Robert E. Lee Confederate thing the other day, and I've always had mixed feelings about statues that are not relevant in our period and in our time zone. But change is coming. And we are a part of that change. And we have, trust me, we have been in the trenches for years.
Right.
And it's now our time. Now, I'm really excited that you won. I'm really excited that you won. Now, I want to ask, the first question I'm going to ask is, why did it take so long?
Well, I think that for me, to everything, there is a season. I started this journey in 1993. I had only been doing drag for the first time I competed in 1993. I had only been doing drag about maybe 9 months. So I was a early bloomer. My father was a pusher. And within the first year of me doing drag, I had went from USA, that starting to do drag in December. That May, I was in USA. That September, I was in Continental. I think what took so long is that as a seasoned entertainer, today, I can be honest with myself, I wasn't complete. I've always had mug.
Okay.
I've always had clothes, but there was that talent that was missing, and I just think like I said, to everything, there is a season. I don't think that I could truly appreciate the title if I had won it back then, like I can today. So, I just have to say to everything, there's a season. I wouldn't trade this moment for anything in the world, because this was something I've always wanted, was to be a part of the Continental system. Unfortunately, I did not ever reign as Miss Continental, but at the end of the day, Continental is Continental, and I had rather been Miss Elite Continental than not to ever had the experience of holding that title. So I'm grateful.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad to be sitting here talking to Miss Continental Elite, Miss Yosmein. I'll just say Starr because
that's fine. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. And I'm just really awestruck. I'm gonna be honest. I'm awestruck of you. I've watched you for so many years.
Yeah.
Now, we want to put this because we need to do these type things at the beginning of the show. What are your pronouns?
Her, she.
Okay. Now,
hers.
Okay. Now the Continental system has been around a long time. Now, some good, some bad.
Yeah.
Now, what was the most difficult part for you when you looked at the Continental system? You thought, I want to be a part of this, but there's something that I don't like, or I think that I need to understand a little bit better.
Uh, I guess if I had to say anything as far as that is that I have noticed that, everything they require of us is in black and white. It's right there in your face. But there has been discussions on Facebook the last couple of days, and I'm sure people know about it, about the pay. There's nothing in black and white about the pay. And I just think it's unfair and it's unfortunate, that it's that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, I think that when you're applying for a position, we should know what that position pays. Yeah. So, now we do know what you're going to get as far as your pay during your reign, as far as going to preliminaries, but as far as the prize package is concerned, there's nothing in black and white.
That's Continental used to be more clear with that.
Yeah.
But maybe they don't want to talk about, this pandemic has affected everyone. And things are rough.
And then I think even with you saying that makes it even more important for the girls to know what they're going to get, because at the end of the day, we've all sacrificed to do this, just like, the system has sacrificed to put it on. So, everybody has sacrificed in this pandemic. So, but we do it because we love it.
Well, you're right.
Because
you're right. We love the system, but the pay should be very clear, just like the scores are supposed to be very clear.
Very much so. Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Now, I know that. Have you always lived in Birmingham?
Born and raised right here.
Okay,
I've never lived anywhere else. This is my home. And I'm often asked why I stayed here, but I'm a small town girl. I love the small town living. I can't stand the traffic. When I go over to Atlanta, and oh my God, just I'm already always stressed for time anyway. So I definitely don't need traffic involved, So yeah, but this is home for me. And I enjoy the big cities. I love to go there and visit. Then I can come home to my small hometown and spend time with my family and my friends and sit on my front porch and all that kind of stuff. Just a country girl.
Now, I know, since you're from Birmingham, did you know Lady Chablis?
Yeah, I did. Yes. And she was a former Miss Savannah Sweetheart, and so was I. So yeah, but she's from Georgia. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now the reason is because we're doing a segment on her, part of the second season as well, and so I wanted to run that across you. Once Vega told me that you were from actually Alabama, I thought, oh, let me throw that in there.
Yeah.
Just so I can have it connected all. Now, when you went to Continental this year, did you have any second thoughts about, because the pandemic was requiring vaccinations and proof of those vaccinations?
Absolutely.
And the fact that, so what did you think when you said, I want to go, but there's too many obstacles in my way?
Well, the greatest obstacle that would have been in my way was actually over. During last year, I lost both of my parents, one in April and then the other in August. So, like I said in the beginning, God does things and He does it decent and in order. And for everything, there's a reason and a season. And so there really wasn't any obstacle as far as or anything like that as far as me going and being afraid of COVID, simply because I was vaccinated. All the people that were vaccinated, Continental was being very responsible and thinking about the health of others, as well as, you know, the staff and the, you know, so I didn't have any really fear about it. All I knew that as a person, as each individual in this pandemic, we have to do what is right, and not only think about ourselves, we have to think about others. And as long as that was being done, I was fine. Yeah.
Okay. Now, something that I found rather interesting. I know I watched you through the pandemic, and I watched when you were performing, you were so cool, calm, and collected. And everything you presented, it's, you know, they always say preparation is key. And when I watched you in the competition, you went there to win.
Yeah, I did.
And that was an amazing thing.
Thank you so much. Like I said,
did you feel like you were going to win?
I felt like this year was, it was either now or never for me. And that was the attitude I took. And so whether win, lose, or draw, I wanted to leave content, because that wasn't going to be it for me, period, blank. I'm 50 years old. It's very expensive. At 50, it's very stressful, you know, but I try to stay cool with it. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just wanted whatever happened for me to leave a mark. And, you know, it's always best to bow out gracefully and at your best, because that's the last thing people remember. Yeah, on the high. So that was my attitude as far as my preparation was concerned. I just made sure that I was I dotted my I's and crossed my T's. I thought about everything from the dressing room situations, and anybody knows who, if they competed in Continental, you know, the dressing room is really not that good of a situation. Right. Yeah. So I thought about lighting, I thought about mirror, I thought about cords, every little thing I thought about. And even after the win, the next few days, I knew I was going to win on Friday. You see how I kept claiming that too. I kept saying when I win instead of if I win.
That's the way you do it. You have to put yourself in that mindset.
Yeah. I spoke it into existence. I believed it. You know, I put it out into the universe. You know, and so I even thought about, you know, I have to be prepared to perform these days and do these walks, and people don't want to see the same thing they saw on Friday. So yeah, and so people are like, well, what did you do? Well, I had a truck, you know, they brought my things and I flew, you know. So yeah, I you know, preparation, like you say, is the key, you know. So that's what I did.
Now, now I know this, nobody ever asked this, but I want to ask this, because when you talked about the money earlier, about the prize packages and all of that, what is your real relationship with the producers? What is your real relationship with Jim Flint? I know he's put on a great show and all that, but sometimes this is just show. And you know, Continental is business, and you can see it's business.
Absolutely. My relationship with him, you know, I've known him for years, but I don't know him on as far as on a personal level. It was just always me, you know, coming to compete, and then I would leave Chicago and I wouldn't see you to the next year, or if we cross somewhere at a preliminary. So our relationship is young. I'm excited about it. you know, I want to learn him as a person, and hopefully he feels the same about me. So the relationship is very young and it's undeveloped, but I'm very hopeful about it. Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to ask you about something else that is very concerning to me as as just sitting out and watching Continental. I have watched the numbers in Continental deplete a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
over the last few
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And this year, I noticed it in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the problem is? I mean, I know the pandemic was part of the
Yeah,
problem,
that's part of,
but
but the
go
numbers
ahead. I'm sorry.
is not just diminishing in Continental, it's in pageantry, period. I started in the 90s when Black Universe had 30 girls, all these prelims, and it has diminished. I mean, I think every system has suffered because times are different, stunning is not like it used to be. And we have to be honest, we survived off of it. Any girl who was successful, there was a pen behind them somewhere, So I think that plays a part in it. People outgrow things, and they give up, But I think the biggest part of it is it's just financial, in that, it's not as easy to craft and do all those type of things anymore, and drag suffered from it, because there's so many. There was a time that, like, girls like me, we didn't work. We just did pageants or whatever else they did, And but I've always been a girl. I've always worked. When I came out of high school, and I've never, been without a job, but that was rare for that time. They survived off of drag and shows and stunts and that type of stuff. So I think that has a lot to do with it, along with the pandemic. So.
Now, another thing that I'm going to ask you honestly about this, because I know that a lot of people are scared to ask this, but I'm not. I'm going to be just straight up. I have watched a lot of the shows. Facebook is always removing the girls with the copyright and all this kind of stuff, and we understand all that. But I have seen that there's still that sister solidarity with the old school girls. Now, with that being said, RuPaul's Drag Race. Now we know, me and you, we both know that's not drag, or that's not what we do.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna be honest, I auditioned for the show because they were pushing me. The producers were pushing me at first. And now once we got the offer from Netflix, they were like, no, we don't want you to go on there because, it might just abruptly end. So just leave it alone. So I said, okay. Now, I knew that I wouldn't get on the show because I very rarely show my performances because I'm a business person.
Gotcha.
So you won't see a lot of my performing all over YouTube and Instagram. You'll see me talking and doing stupid little things or makeup tutorials or these kind of crazy things, but you never really get to see Stephanie. You give me the microphone on the stage, you got a 2-hour show, nobody else. Now, what I want to talk about is, do you think, because I really do, RuPaul's trying to backtrack now, putting trans women on there, but she's putting trans women on there that don't nobody know. And nobody cares about, and nobody's following. Because I think in her mind, she thinks this is easy. Why is it that you think, what do you think is, do you think RuPaul is good and bad for what has happened in the world of drag?
I think she is good and she's bad. The exposure that drag has now is partially because of the show, and I get that part. But like you say, it's really not drag shows. To me, it's almost like pageantry. and
Mhm.
I think that the bad part was because that she was getting a lot of complaints about not being more inclusive. And so therefore
Mhm.
now it's like, okay, well, I'll bring in the director, because it was always, they wanted to see the transformation, it wasn't,
Mhm.
people who lived their life as women every day for whatever reason. I guess they felt like that wasn't sellable, whatever the word is, marketable, whatever.
But
But
when you think about it, we've been doing this a long time and we've
yeah,
been making money from it. So he should have
yeah,
known that he should have stuck with this routine
yeah,
and had a lot of the girls who have been in the trenches for years on that show, whether
yeah,
they were performing or panel judges or
right,
doing makeup or doing hair.
right.
I really think that he missed an opportunity to make
Yeah,
the show bigger than what it could have
than what
been.
it was, right, and be more
Mhm.
inclusive in the community, But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we know it's all about, you know.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
And
We
sometimes
got
we
we
will,
got to get our
sometimes
coins.
we will sell our soul to the devil for $1, honey. So there you have, you know.
All right. Our next thing I want to talk about is I know you know Tanisha Cassadine and Erica Andrews.
Yes.
They both came to Toronto to help me get things started here. I
Okay.
ran into a lot of adversity because I want to say this first. When RuPaul, before he even did the show to Out TV, I'm the first host that he hired to do the shows in Ottawa. From the whole concept and everything, he never even thanked me or anything. That's okay.
Mhm.
I'm okay now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I wanted to say that, when Erica Andrews and Tanisha came here to Toronto to help me get this pageant thing started, I was more focused on I didn't want the girls to be doing the illegal silicone injections and all this.
Mhm.
I just thought that because we have free healthcare in Canada, I thought that
Yeah,
there was a better route.
away.
So
Yeah.
having them here, even though I knew I could make money, I was really more about impacting the girls to do it the
Girls,
right
the right way. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
now, I've watched a lot of the men on Botch help the girls try to get their faces back and their bodies back and
Yeah,
give them some sort of normacy. What
right.
is your thought about these kitchen doctors?
Well, uh, I am a result of kitchen doctors, but that
Mhm.
was a different day and age, you know,
Mhm.
times have evolved. And just like you say, we didn't have those avenues to get things done. So we had to do the black market way. We weren't fortunate enough to, do the other ways. And so
Mhm.
now it seems as if, and I must say that back then we were walking advertisement for
Mhm.
uh those silicone injection people. And so it seems like back then they took more time, especially when you were a pageant girl, because that was just like
Mhm.
that's the way you really got onto okay, this is, oh, and she did her and blah, blah, blah. So that just, the avenues, it would spread.
Mhm.
And so now it seems as if it, like I said in the beginning, it's all about the dollar. They don't care
Mhm.
about their reputation. They don't care about the health of others. Uh,
Mhm.
and they just, it's just all about the money, and they don't care about people, and they don't, and then there are some who know that they are not good at what they do,
Mhm.
but and that they have harmed people or killed people, and they continue to do it because they've gotten away with it, you know.
Mhm.
And
Now,
for myself, I can see how you could rest at night knowing that you're responsible for a person, even though, we know the risk. We do,
mhm. We know.
and we have to take accountability for our actions. But at the end of the day, how can you know you did this and then you go and you do it again? I just couldn't take that chance. If I did it one time and something went wrong, I couldn't do it again. So I just feel like they don't care. And it's up to us to put them out of business.
Okay, well said, well said. Now I want to lift it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you're fantastic. And I just want to say, thank you so much for doing this for me. I've looked up to you for many years. I want to just ask you, because I know the crowning moment of Continental, what did it feel like?
Oh my God, it was an out of body experience. And I wanted to be more refined. And I was very upset with myself when I saw the video. But everybody said it was real. So that gave me comfort. But it was like I couldn't believe it. And I have my trophies on my fireplace. And
let me see the crown. Show it to our audience.
Okay. I'll go get it.
Okay.
All right.
Today on the show, we have Miss Continental Elite, Miss Yosmein Burke Starr.
So this is the trophy.
Oh, wow.
This is my most prized possession.
Wonderful.
This is what I've waited for years and years and years and years. And I just can't believe I have it,
Yes, Miss Continental
Elite. The night after the pageant, the next morning when I woke up, I kind of cracked my eye just to see if it was was it all a dream? So this is the trophy, and it's very heavy. And I don't know if a lot of people know, but it is actually designed by the same people that do the Oscars.
Oh,
so it's very, very heavy.
And when it's heavy, it means something. It means something when it's heavy.
This is like your stamp of approval.
Yeah. That's your Oscar. It
is. That's what it is. And I for me, I just want to take this opportunity. If there's any girl out there who is elite and afraid to embrace your age, don't miss out the opportunity to know what it feels like to be Continental because of your pride. We live in a different age. It is a blessing to be older. In order to get old, you must do what? Live.
That's right.
And I'd rather live and be an old grave than young and a new grave. No, thank you. No, thank you.
I know.
So I'm just, I just want girls, and it's been really challenging for me. The very day I left Chicago in the airport, I started on the phone, and I'm hitting these girls up that are beautiful and vibrant girls that are our favorites and have been favorites at Continental, to let them know that this is what elite is for. It is for all of the girls who didn't get the opportunity, for whatever reason it was. The winds of life blows us in different directions, but this gives us that second chance. And I'm telling you, ladies, I wouldn't trade it for the world. So please come on.
Say again. 50 plus? Is it 50
it's
plus?
40. It's 40
plus.
40 plus. Oh. Yeah, it's 40 plus. So we have some beautiful.
Your advice is what to the ladies?
To come to embrace and be grateful for the years. For some reason in our community, we're shunned, or it's a shame to be, no, baby. It's a blessing. And I embrace it.
It is a blessing. It's a blessing to be alive.
Alive. Especially after what we done been through.
That's right.
So baby, ladies, please come on. Please hit my inbox. Because I want all the girls who still live for Continental. You still have that chance. He's giving it to you take advantage of it. Now I'm going to go get the crown.
Okay. Take advantage of
I'm
that's
being preaching. So they give you this. They give you
this is
this
an
little box.
opportunity. This is an
Yeah,
opportunity for them.
it is. It is. And I thank you for this opportunity. They give you this little box. And so you have the
It's
crown.
amazing.
It's
Yeah.
so sweet. I love it. You know,
It makes you feel like, oh my God, this is
yeah,
amazing.
I didn't have to go to Walmart and get the little plastic tubs, you know.
You didn't have to get a whole hat box.
Exactly. So here's the crown.
Oh,
And she is
wow.
beautiful. She's gold
Yeah.
back. And then
Oh my
she's AB.
God.
So she's
Beautiful.
beautiful. She's beautiful.
Beautiful. The
And
symbol.
then you get the little bag.
Oh.
Yeah. And so this has your sash in it.
Mm-hmm. Now, you know, the girls would love that.
Yes. Come on, girls, get you a piece.
Uh-huh.
They say, get you a piece. Yeah.
Yes, fabulous, Yasmein. Fabulous. This
You,
is
ma'am.
fabulous. And the fact that you're reaching out to the girls here on the show, because it's going to reach thousands of them.
Yeah.
And you know, that whole, the trophy, the crown, the sash, you're reliving it. I can see it all in your face. And it's amazing that you're happy. And you know what? You did it. You did it, Miss Continental.
Thank you.
And you know, I am over the moon and for you. And what is next for Yasmein? What's your next stop?
Retirement.
Oh,
This was the perfect ending to my drag chapter of life. This was the missing link in the chain. There is nothing else for me.
well,
So,
you ended on a high. You ended on an amazing high.
Yeah, my next mission.
You ended on something all of the girls want to be, Miss Continental Elite.
Yeah.
And whether it's Miss Continental Elite,
Miss Continental Plus,
Mr. Continental,
Miss Continental is still Continental.
You know, this is an amazing thing, and you did it. And I take my wig off to you because you know what? You're fabulous. And
Thank you so much.
Symbol of excellence. And it doesn't matter how long your journey was, you ended on a high. And I like the fact that what we're going to play at the beginning of the show is your crowning moment. And then we're going to air this show. So I just want to say thank you so much, Miss Continental Elite. Now, let me get your names correct. Can you just say it for us out there?
Yosmein Burke Starr.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Continental Elite. This has been an amazing conversation. I want to say thank you for welcoming me into your home, welcome me into your life. And how do they say? May you live and reign long, and you have everything that you want. You ended your career on a high, amazing Continental Elite. And I want to say thank you to the Continental family for allowing me to share Yasmein's story and her journey. And it took a minute, but at the end of the day, she won. She won. And she's encouraging all of the girls out there to come on board, to take part, please go to Continental. You know, live your dream. Do your dream.
It's never too late. It's never too late.
Never too late. And I want to say thank you, Miss Yosmein Burke Starr. I want to say good night. And on that note, I want to just say thank you for having me in your home. And I want to say to our audience out there, a dream is always obtainable if you just keep going and you become focused and prepared. You can achieve anything you want. Look at us. Look at us. 50, 60, Miss Continental Elite. Look at us. Look at us. Thank you so much, Miss Lady. I will be in touch. I will be in touch. And I want to say thank you to the audience out there. Reach out to Yosmein about Miss Continental Elite. It's never too late. And I want to say thank you to Jim Plant and the Continental family. Thank you all. Thank you to the reigning Mr. Continental, Travis Stencil. He'll be coming up. He'll be doing an interview here with me very shortly. So thank you guys so much for allowing me to present your story. Thank you, Yosmein. Have a
Thank
great
you
night.
so much. Good night, everybody.
I think it's, oh, it's still recording. Hold on.
Okay.